Hello everybody. Um I've got insomnia tonight. It's about 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I was tired, very tired during the day, but I couldn't sleep as soon as about 8 o'clock came around. So as soon as I laid down at about 8 o'clock, I started tossing and turning, and and now I'm still unable to sleep. This is a problem I've had since I was maybe, I don't know, like 3, ever since I can remember. I can actually remember being in a crib. I can remember those days climbing out of the crib and whatnot. But anyways, not that early, but maybe right after that, like 6 months from that memory when I had a bed. I used to have a water bed as a kid. And anyways, I could just remember just tossing and turning even as a little kid. But it gets bad and it's like a random thing. Like it doesn't happen to me every night, but usually at least once or twice a week, whether I have obligations the next day, like I will be tossing, turning, tossing, turning. It just wrecks the next day. And usually what happens is that next day, say if I gotta work or something, I will just be like, oh, I can't wait till I get home. I'm just gonna go to bed as soon as I get home. And then I go home and I never end up going to bed. Like I just go home and maybe get on the computer and I will stay awake for hours and hours and hours, and then like as soon as it gets dark, usually I cannot go to sleep. See, I don't want to take sleeping pills because my mother takes sleeping pills and she's addicted to them. Like she cannot sleep without them and she's on and on. So if you're gonna, I don't know, like that becomes normal too. So like even if I took sleeping pills every night, I'm sure it would still happen. But I don't like to be dependent on anything. When I was a kid, from second grade, I was put on Ritalin, and it wasn't a lot of the times, especially because that was in the early '90s. So like a lot of these kids, when they get put on something like that, well, at least it was the case back then. It wasn't because the kid isn't able to pay attention or whatever. ADHD, all that is bull crap, I believe. But anyways, a lot of it is these kids are, the teachers don't want to deal with the kids because they might be extra hyperactive or something like that. So they want them to be like robots, and that's what that stuff does to you. Like, and that was certainly the case with me because I was an extremely, I guess you could say, hard to handle, hyperactive kid. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. But anyways, like when I was put on that stuff, Ritalin, it wouldn't make me like, it's supposed to make you concentrate in this and that. But the thing is, I've always hated academics. I've always hated school. Hated. Oh, acid reflux or something. Anyways, when I was put on that stuff, it wouldn't cause me to it wouldn't cause me to like pay attention to what I was supposed to because I hated that stuff. What I can remember is like, the kinds of ceilings they have in those schools. It's like tiles of this foamy stuff you can lift up in the air and whatnot. Like I'd be on Ritalin and I'd just be zoned out like a zombie counting those things, little black holes, or sitting there playing with my pencils in my desk like they're spaceships or something. I could care less what the teacher was talking about. I mean, it made me really pay attention to fidgeting and stuff like that, but it didn't help me pay attention to, what I was supposed to, because I didn't like it in the first place. Um, but yeah, I remember I took it, like I was put on it in this class. This teacher's name was Miss Hicks, and she just hated dealing with kids that problem kids. Like she didn't like kids in the first place, but like she really didn't like kids like me. So anyways, I guess, I mean, I don't know the whole details of it. It's something my parents did. They put me on that stuff. And so I was at second grade, they put me on that, and then I took it up until my sophomore year of high school, so 10th grade. And like I used to take it, and it changed from Ritalin to Adderall to Concerta. I mean, all these different pills, like these, same thing for ADHD and all that crap. Um, but I refused to take it. Like my parents would make me take it in the morning, and I started refusing. Like I told my dad one day, I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking this. And I was always terrible in school. And I remember my dad, he got mad at me and started yelling and blah blah blah. And if you know what, I'm gonna kick you out of the house as soon as when you start failing school. And I guess you could say I maintained, you would say, like a C average. I'd get like maybe one B plus, and a D or two, a couple D's, a C, maybe one F or something. I'd fail something, and that was like just like how I always was. And as soon as I stopped taking it, there was absolutely no difference. You know, I just hated the way it made me feel, and it made me like one of the worst things that I can remember is it made me not want to eat, because it's a stimulant, and like stimulants make you not want to eat. So I can remember being in second grade, and and you don't want to socialize either. You don't want to talk. You're just like, you'd get a buzz off of it. Like I could remember riding the school bus in the morning and feeling those butterflies in my stomach like 30 minutes after I took it with breakfast or whatever. Riding the school bus, I'd have those butterflies, and you get a buzz from it, but you don't want to eat. It's a stimulant. But I can remember I wouldn't eat lunch. I'd buy lunch every day. Like my parents would give me money. I'd go to school. I'd pay for my lunch, and I wouldn't eat a thing. And then I'd throw it away. So the guidance counselors started noticing this, and they made a big deal about it. And they're like, he's not eating, and blah, blah, blah. And so my parents, or like I guess they suggested my parents, why don't you have him pack his lunches and then take him to school? Like none of them realized like it's probably because he's now on this medicine or whatever. But anyways, I can remember they suggested that I start packing my lunches, and so I did. And I guess I don't know if it was just the pressure of them making a big deal of me not eating, um, or whatever, combined with, yeah, packed lunches, so I got more incentive to eat. But I can remember the first day I packed my lunch, there was the guidance counselors, like there's three of them or something, and the teachers and the lunch monitor lady. And it was a pretty big school for an elementary school, but I can remember them. That first day started packing my lunches, like they're coming over. And they're like, "Oh, look at him just eating away," and it was, oh, I don't know, it was stupid. Like I can remember, like I don't want all this attention, this for something. You know what I mean? Like it made me feel like a weirdo and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, those were the days in elementary school. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep through tonight, so I'm gonna upload a video. I'm gonna upload this video, and then I'll upload a video that I took earlier where I found a hidden graveyard. Like, I went on some trails, and there's this. I stumbled on a hidden graveyard of like all these people born in like the early 1800s, and they're all died like in the 1860s and 80s and whatnot. Really cool, because it's like you can't, there's no other way to get to it. I don't know if it's on private property or whatever. Wheeler, yeah, was named Wheeler. And anyways, that's off of Veterans Memorial Highway, like close to Cove Lake. It's like right almost on Cove Lake. So Wheeler, if anybody knows the story about that, and if I was trespassing, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But anyways, yeah. So I'll upload that or whatever. Until next time.